Alright guys, I'm going to take you through an updated version of the squat warm-ups, and I'm going to use a foam roller, but you don't have to. If you don't have one, you can just do the stretches. You can also do a yoga block, but I start by foam rolling my whole body, usually my posterior chain mostly. I don't really do my pecs and stuff unless it's a bench day, but feel free to foam roll as you please. So this is what that looks like for me. So with this warm-up, we're going to focus on mobilizing the ankles. So if you have really tight ankles, you're going to want to foam roll your calves and your shins. I'll show you guys how to do that real quick. So then for the calves. I have really tight calves, so I always roll out my calves if I want to squat, or my ankles aren't going to move the way I want them to. So after I do that, I do some basic stretches. So I like to start in pigeon. So you want to have this leg out, this leg behind you, and you could use a yoga block or foam roller and prop yourself up. So you want to be nice and straight. And you want this hip to be down toward the ground, and you want to be propped up with your shoulders square. If you want to make this more difficult, you can bring this leg out. And if you don't have the mobility for it, you can be up here. So you should feel stretch here, feel stretch in your hip. And again, if your hands can't reach the ground, you can use a yoga block to prop yourself up. Once I do that, I will sit back, stretch the hamstring, and then I go forward into runner's pose. This is the pose that is gonna help stretch out your calf and your ankle. So I'll show you what it looks like from the front, and then after a few seconds, we'll see what it looks like from the side. So this position too, if you can't go all the way down, you can use blocks. But you really want to be putting pressure against the thigh. So this is what it looks like from the side. So my hip is being stretched, this hip, and I'm putting weight into my leg. So it's really stretching the ankle here, stretching the calf, and I'm sitting into it and I'm holding it. So for me, I like to externally rotate while I'm in this position, so my knee goes outward. And I'll switch my legs, and then I'll show you what it looks like from the front. So again, this is my less mobile leg. So leg goes forward, the opposite leg goes behind me, chest up. Don't forget to breathe. Using the yoga block or foam roller for support. Feel a stretch outside, here and at your hip. And then you're gonna bend the back knee, stretch out the front leg, grab your toe. If you can't grab your toe, you can grab your shin. You're gonna stretch that hamstring out right here. So the goal isn't to lean your shoulders forward, the goal is to stay upright, but bring your belly button toward that foot. That's what's gonna stretch out your hamstring. And it also stretches out your lat as you reach. And then you come forward into the runner's pose. I do like this pose for running too. My calves get really tight, so this is what I'm talking about, externally rotating. So when you squat, your leg isn't coming forward like this, your leg is more externally rotated, so your hips and your ankles. So I try to oscillate. Really sit into that. So this is what it looks like from the side, sitting into that pose. So those are the basics, and before all of these warm-ups, I usually squat a few times and see how it feels. And then I'll sit into the bottom of the squat a little bit. And just kind of hang out. If you need weight at this point, I can recommend putting a barbell across your lap, using it as a counterweight. And you can lean into it, get those ankles moving. Hi. Short and effective ankle mobilization warm-up.